councils at the 38 local government aim on the improvement of the security of lives and property, as well as revenue generation in their respective councils. Made the call at the swearing-in ceremony for the council's head.
Ministered on the chairman and the vice chairman by the governor, represented by his deputy, Okinlua Monisade Afuye.
That I will not allow my personal interest to influence my official conduct on my official duty. That I will, to the best of my ability, preserve, protect, and defend the position of the Federal Republic of Nigeria.
Governor Yebanji, while addressing the gathering, congratulated the chairman and their vice for the success recorded at the just concluded local government election. The governor charged them to hit the ground running by providing adequate, quality, and equitable services on a consistent basis.
So the new herdsman is too much is giving, which is expected. The tax before you is an enormous one. The pressure in adequate resources. We suggest that you have to be innovative, creative, without excuse for failure.
He advised the newly inaugurated, saying it became imperative for them to for prompt and proactive service delivery. Governor Yebanji also urged them to prioritize security that have direct impact on the chairman to embark on aggressive internally generated revenue and as well be fair to every community in project execution and appointment.
The publicity of your local government policy and ensure no one is left out. To entertain any political from any corner. Executive officer of the respective councils, I urge you to impartiality, giving hands, compassion, and fairness.
In their separate that of Kajula LCDA, Mr. Ujo Adebayo thanked the governor for the show of love and promised to justify the confidence reposed in them by the people.
To ensure that I will do programs that will help the governor's shared poverty agenda to be well presented at the grassroots. And we will do all within our means to ensure we make the party proud in the state. In our time, the other Iroyin will continue to stabilize the party, and we will work vigorously to ensure that the continuity agenda of the APC in the state will continue.
Did I?
The Nigerian Union of Journalists and the State Council has promised to partner the institute with state BSES on the training and retraining of its members. The chairman, other members of the State Executive Council, and a constant visit told the BSS General Manager, Mr. Rotimi Popola, at the local Brigade.
Why like award for journalists, infrastructure development, training and retraining of members, emphasize the need to project the activities and image of the union. The chairman called for the regular payment of check of more participation at the congresses.
Our union is for journalists.
General Manager BSES, Mr. the support of the station to the union. He said that the corporation will continue to uphold the ethics of the profession through its institute.
Continue to make a success of your assignment, count on us, all of us, to make sure that the activities anytime anyone to attend LUG activities gets.
The team also visited Jide Ogoluwu for the union and said that his office will continue in the area of training and retraining of journalists in the state.
Gentlemen, you are told. As for the sponsorship, please count me in.
Damilola Odunlade reporting.
The President League of Imams and now fast Sheikh Jamil Lekunrere has urged Muslim faithful not to relent prosperity of the held in central turnaround of the nation's economy. Sheikh Lekunrere and practice of Prophet Muhammad as enshrined Dia Central Mosque in Ado Alhaji Mutiu Anila. The Islamic cleric also of President Bola Tinubu has appointed 6 new under the Federal Ministry of Marine and Blue Economy. A statement by the presidential spokesman Ajuri Gilani, each for the Maritime Administration and Safety Agency, NIMASA. Celebrated the ingenuity, creative of the nation. Congratulate Funke Akindele on our record-setting film and commended her for contributing to the growth of the industry environment for the industry. The Minister of State for Health and Social Welfare, Dr. Tunji Alausa, has essential medicines at the High Court of Drugs and the exit of some multinational pharmaceutical companies from Nigeria was working tirelessly to address. Was 2023 British biotechnology company and announced its exit from Nigeria. Following its exit, the prices of the drug produced by the company reportedly skyrocketed and became to look for sustainable ways to resolve the problem of hikes in and was determined to build a system for Nigerians. And the Minister of Humanitarian Affairs and Poverty Alleviation has announced plans to employ additional aid workers to improve humanitarian response time. The ministry will be on a temporary basis as part of federal government's commitment to reduce unemployment in the country. Nigeria topped the list of countries with the highest rate of unemployment, according to the latest statistics released by the World of Statistics. Nigeria led by 33.3%, followed by another African country, South, for 55%. The Lagos State government has said that the third Milan Bridge will be closed for repair from January 9. According to the State Commissioner for Transportation, Mr. Oluwaseun Osiyemi, the closure was to allow continue on some sections of the bridge. He said that Iyano Woroshoki Adeniji Adele section will section of the bridge and arrangements had been made. He said from 12 a.m. to 12 noon the bridge will be open for mainland inboard island travelers, while those who intend to travel advised to use the co-bridge. Oyo State government says that violators of environmental laws are to pay 110,000 naira to government coffers as fines or serve a month of community service. The Commissioner for Environment and Natural Resources, the task force would henceforth embark on weekly exercise enforced. About 43 inmates from various Nigerian correctional centers in Oyo State have been granted. Inmates were relieved from custodial centers, while 4 individuals who were on death row have had their sentences commuted to life imprisonment, had their sentences reduced, and 4 others were the clemency order signed by Governor Sheyi Makinde. Moving to Imo State, the Imo State Governor Open Zodima has approved the constitution of a 44-member steering committee that will see to its successful second-time inauguration and swearing in. The committee is headed by Senator Chris Wanyao. Chief Cosmos Iwo as co-chairman. Our foreign and social development, Sadia Umar Farouk, has written apologize alleged laundering of 37.1 billion naira. The commission Dele Oyewale told newsmen that the former minister wrote to the anti-graft explaining that she is not disposed the commission. He added that the EFCC without further delay. The independent it has established the Surulere Federal Constituency 1 by-election notice as required by law. In the state, Adenike Oriowo noted that the notice had been pasted at their commission's Surulere local government area office. INEC has faced February for the conduct of rerun and by-elections in 9 states, including Surulere Federal Constituency in Lagos. The Surulere seat became vacant as a result of the resignation of the former occupant, Mr. Femi Bajabi. And in Lagos, still in Lagos, Lagos State House of Assembly has passed the 2.2 trillion naira 2024 appropriation bill presented to it by Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu. Obasa. The Nigeria Federal Operations Unit and product worth over 400 million naira during the various these items were effective 7 bills and 4 rules inside a container and while briefing newsmen on the activities of the service between November to the Federal Operations Unit Zone B, Dala Yadi, said that seizures and arrests were made along the Lokoja Abuja territories. He disclosed that the zone total of 71 intercepted at various of grave implications for the health and safety of Nigerians. States Caleb Mutwang has said that the Court of Appeal was unfair to him in nullifying his election. Caleb to the Court of Appeal to prove the one was determined. He explained that what raised by the Court of Appeal was against the directive of the Supreme Mediate Courts should pronounce on all issues placed before it. He pleaded with the Supreme Court to declare him the validly elected governor of that the Supreme Court is slated for January. Some women who work in the community of Plateau State have burnt down the Michael Adanchi. It will be recalled that over 100 persons in the Bakenladi, Mango and Bokos local government areas of the state on Christmas Eve. According to reports, the event, which occurred around 12:30 p.m. following the arrest of some members of the community for their alleged involvement in the recent killings in the area, adding that the traditional ruler's residence and his administrative office were burnt down. The State Police Public Relations Officer DSP Alfred Alabo confirmed a statement on the incident as soon as possible. 10 terrorists have been killed with 9 victims rescued in military operations in Katsina and Zamfara states. The insurgents were neutralized by troops of the Joint Task Force Northwest Operation Andundaji. In a statement by the spokesman of the Joint Task Force Northwest Operation, Ibrahim Yahya, said arms and ammunition, including operational motorcycle and communication gadgets, were recovered from the terrorists. He stated that the victims were rescued during a search and rescue operation at Dansadao and Danlama villages in Maru local government area of Zamfara. Were 9 women and 4 babies. And still on insecurity, suspected Boko Haram insurgents have killed one pastor, Luka Christ in Nations Cooking in Yari Gadam local government area of the state. The attackers also killed 5, evacuated the corpses, told the hospital told newsmen that the attackers invaded the community early today and shot the pastor and his church treasurer, Mami Abdullahi. According to them, other victims were also killed in their separate houses, one after the other, before the arrival of the security men, while many houses, including one church and vehicles, were also set ablaze. And now to business news. The federal government is targeting an 8-hour power supply to more micro, small, and medium prices SMMEs across the country in this year. In doing this, the administration of President Bola Tinubu will work closely with the Rural Electrification Agency, parastatal of the federal government. The Senior Special Assistant to the President on Job Creation and SMEs, Temi Tola Adekunle Johnson, gave the information in Lagos. For more on business news, let's join Blessing Okiji.
The Independent Petroleum Marketers Association Company Limited have warned and dismissing reports of a planned hike in the pump price of petrol, also called premium motor spirit. The development triggered claims that the commodity will now cost 1,200 naira per litre due to the cessation of under-recovery of fuel costs. Refuting the claim, IPMAN's public relations, there is no plan by fuel marketers to increase fuel price. Earlier, the Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited assured the public that there is no imminent increase in the cost of premium motor spirits, commonly known as petrol. Still on the business news, the Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation Limited has reviewed that test runs at the 60,000 barrel per this month. NNPC spokesperson Femi Sonaye added that the test run was a major step towards resuming operations 5 years after the plant was shut. The state-owned oil company announced in December the mechanical completion of rehabilitation work on the Area 5 plant of the facility. It said the first phase of the plant had been completed as the facility will start refining 6,000 barrels of crude oil daily after the Christmas break. The Minister of State for Petroleum Resources, Senator Heineken Lopobiri, said that the first phase on December 20th, 2023, adding that refined products would commence after the Yuletide. It is expected that once functional alongside the Dangote refinery, which is completed to start oil refining this year, the facility will ease the pressure on the country's foreign exchange. Lastly, on the business news, Nigerian Electricity Company are short of an estimated 2 trillion naira in capital and need new investors to revive the industry that can barely supply power to its 200 million residents, according to the Special Advisor Energy, Olu Vehijin. Power companies in Nigeria are over-leveraged and undercapitalized, which has limited their capacity to households. Nigeria generates and supplies between 3,500 MW and 4,500 MW to millions of citizens across its 36 states and the Federal Capital Territory. And a dilapidated national grid has left most residents in Africa's most populated nation. From the business desk, Blessing Ogiji.
And from there, we'll move to the foreign scene tonight. Former Paralympian Oscar Pistorius has been released on parole from a prison in South Africa nearly 11 years after she shot dead his girlfriend. The 37-year-old athlete was quietly taken out of the correctional center in Pretoria as media waited outside the facility to get a glimpse of him. For more foreign news, let's join Damilola Ogunlade.
Guinea Prime Minister Gado Martins, just a week after reinstating him to the post. Mr. Martins was first appointed but lost the position earlier this month when President Imbalo dissolved the government following one. The president then PM last week. A presidential decree issued on Wednesday announced that the Barons, who previously transitional prime minister between 2012 to 2014, would
take place on February 8. The upper house of the country's parliament passed the resolution moved by an independent senator. The caretaker government appointed to oversee the election opposed the resolution.
Those who are in favor. I think the ayes have it, the resolution is passed.
India towards the hijacked Liberian aircraft are closely monitoring the situation of fishing vessels and boarded vessels of interest. To commuting trade. Imagine two other people still trapped in the mangled wreckage of the railway's cars. The country's second largest city collided with a commuter train. Damilola Odunlade reporting.
We come to the end of the KTV News at 7. Thank you so much for being part. It's time for the Yoruba.
Ẹ̀kalẹ̀ ẹ̀sìnkò ṣóní ìròyìn lẹ́kùnrẹ́rẹ́ fún ti àṣálẹ́ yìí Ìyábọ̀ Olówókèrè ní orúkọ tèmi. Gómìnà ìpínlẹ̀ Èkìtì Ọ̀gbẹ́ni Bíọ́dún Oyèbánjí ti búra wọṣẹ́ fún àwọn àti àwọn igbákejì wọn níbi ó ti rọ̀ wọ́n láti rí pé wọ́n mú owó wọlé lábẹ́lé láwọn ìjọba ìbílẹ̀ kó wa wọn. Ètò náà ló wáyé ní gbọ̀ngàn Ọ̀ṣùtòkù nílùú Àdó Èkìtì. Ayédáyọ̀ Adélẹ́yẹ tó wà níbi ayẹyẹ ọ̀hún mábọ̀wá. Igbákejì rẹ̀ Ọ̀kínlúà Mọ́nísádé àfihàn ṣògbófo bá àwọn alága àti igbákejì alága ìdìbò ìjọba ìbílẹ̀ ọ̀hún ó rọ̀ wọ́n láti pèsè fún ètò ààbò àti àwọn àkànṣe iṣẹ́. Ọ̀gbẹ́ni Oyèbánjí tó rọ̀ wọ́n láti jẹ́ olódodo lẹ́nu iṣẹ́ àwọn ìjọba ìbílẹ̀ tí wọ́n ti. Ìyàwó gómìnà akọ̀wé ìjọba ìpínlẹ̀ yìí àtàwọn lọ́gàálọ́gàá lẹ́nu iṣẹ́ ni ó wà níkàlẹ̀ níbi ètò ọ̀hún. Ìlérí láti ṣẹ́pọ̀ pẹ̀lú ẹ̀ka ìkẹ́kọ̀ọ́ ìmọ̀ iṣẹ́ oníròyìn ti iléeṣẹ́ ìgbóhùnsáfẹ́fẹ́ rédíò àti tẹlifíṣàn ìpínlẹ̀ Èkìtì BSS láti ṣèdánilẹ́kọ̀ọ́ àtìgbàdégbà fún àwọn òṣìṣẹ́ rẹ̀. Alága ẹgbẹ́ náà Ọ̀gbẹ́ni Káyọ̀dé Babátúyè ṣèlérí ọ̀rọ̀ yìí nígbà tó léwájú àwọn BSS òpó ọ̀la nílùú Àdó Èkìtì. Akọ̀ròyìn wa Dámilọ́lá Ọdúnládé mábọ̀wá.
Àwọn ètò rẹ̀ tí lára rẹ̀ ń jẹ́ ṣíṣe móríyá fún àwọn oníròyìn, ìpèsè ìgbàdégbà fún àwọn ọmọ ẹgbẹ́, tẹnumọ́dì tí wọ́n ṣe ní láti máa fún rere àwọn ètò àti iṣẹ́ rere ẹgbẹ́ náà láwùjọ. Alága ẹgbẹ́ NUJ pè fún owó ọmọ ẹgbẹ́ bí ó ti rọ̀ wọ́n láti máa kópa ẹgbẹ́ náà. Ọ̀gá àgbà ilé Rótìmí Pópóọlá Ọ̀gbẹ́ni Babátúyè ṣàlàyé àtìlẹ́yìn iléeṣẹ́ yìí fún àṣeyọrí ìjọba rẹ̀. Ó ní iléeṣẹ́ yìí yóò tẹ̀síwájú ìlànà ìṣiṣẹ́ nípasẹ̀ iléèwé ti ìmọ̀ ẹ̀rọ. Ikọ̀ náà tún ṣàbẹ̀wò ọ̀gá àgbà iléeṣẹ́ Fresh FM Ọ̀gbẹ́ni Jídé Ògúnlúyì tí ó ṣèlérí àti sọ pé ọ́fíìsì òun yóò tẹ̀síwájú láti máa kópa nínú ètò ẹ̀kọ́ àtìgbàdégbà. Dámilọ́lá Ọdúnládé ló ń jábọ̀ ìròyìn.
Ààrẹ àwọn imam àti àáfàá lẹ́kọ̀ọ́ ìpínlẹ̀ Ẹdó Delta Sheikh Jamiu Lekunrere ti rọ àwọn mùsùlùmí láti ètò àlàáfíà àti ìṣeré orílẹ̀-èdè yìí. Aṣáájú ẹlẹ́sìn Islam náà pàrọwà bẹ́ẹ̀ lákòókò ètò Jímọ̀ àkọ́kọ́ fún ti ọdún yìí. Àdúrà túbọ̀ sí kétò ọrọ̀ ajé ilẹ̀ yìí bá lè mú àyípadà rere. Sheikh Lekunrere gba àwọn mùsùlùmí níyànjú láti tẹ̀lé ẹ̀kọ́ Islam kí ó sì fi Ànábì Muhammad ṣe àwòkọ́ṣe gẹ́gẹ́ bí ó ṣe wà. Ẹ̀wẹ̀ ní mọ́ṣáláṣí àpapọ̀ Ahmadiyya nílùú Àdó Èkìtì, Alhaji Mutiu Àyìnlá ké sí àwọn mùsùlùmí láti jẹ́ olóòótọ́ ní gbogbo ọ̀nà. Òjíṣẹ́ Allah ọ̀hún tún pàrọwà sí àwọn aṣáájú láti mọ́rẹ̀gbẹ́ gbádùn àwọn àtẹ̀lé wọn. ààrẹ bọ́lá tìǹbù ti yan àwọn adarí àgbà mẹ́fà sí ipò lájọ méjì láwọn èbúté àti ètò ọrọ̀ ajé ìgbàlódé. Àtẹ̀jáde kan àjùrí Ngalale fọwọ́ sí sọ wípé àwọn tí wọ́n fọwọ́ sí mẹ́ta náà fún àjọ tó wà àjọ NIMASA. Bákan Vivian Eden sí ipò gẹ́gẹ́ bí ẹ̀ka ètò ìnáwó àti ètò ìṣàkóso. Badmus gẹ́gẹ́ bí adarí àgbà lẹ́ka èbúté àti ètò ìṣẹ́ lájọ NPA àti Ibrahim Umar bí adarí àgbà lẹ́ka ètò ìmọ̀ ẹ̀rọ lájọ NPA. Fún àjọ NIMASA, ààrẹ yan Dubri Abba gẹ́gẹ́ bí adarí àgbà fún ètò ìnáwó àti ètò àkóso pẹ̀lú ọ̀gbẹ́ni Fatai Adeyemi bí adarí àgbà ètò ìṣiṣẹ́. Mínísítà kejì fẹ́tò ìlera àti ìgbé ayé dókítà Túnjí Aláùsá ti sọ wípé ààrẹ Bọ́lá Tinubu ní kò lóògùn ṣe gbówó lórí ọjọ́ lórílẹ̀-èdè yìí. Mínísítà ọ̀hún ṣàlàyé pé bí iye tí wọ́n ń ta oògùn ṣe wọ́n àti bí ọ̀pọ̀ àwọn iléeṣẹ́ apòògùn ṣe ń fún orílẹ̀-èdè Nàìjíríà sílẹ̀ ló jẹ́ kókó tí ààrẹ ń ṣiṣẹ́ lé lórí kíkankíkan láti lè bójútó. Ẹ ó rántí pé nìkan bí oṣù kẹjọ ọdún tó kọjá ní àwọn iléeṣẹ́ apòògùn ńlá ti ń kà ṣàwọn kété tí wọ́n lọ ní àwọn oògùn tí àwọn iléeṣẹ́ yìí ń pèsè gbówó lórí tí wọn kò sì. Ààrẹ ti pàṣẹ fún iléeṣẹ́ ètò ìlera láti wá wọ̀rọ̀ kọ̀ fi ṣàdá láti yanjú ìṣòro bí àwọn oògùn náà ṣe gbówó lórí. Iléeṣẹ́ fọ́rọ̀ ọmọnìyàn àti mímọ̀dínkù bá òṣì ohun ìṣẹ́ ti ṣe ìpinnu rẹ̀ di mímọ̀ jẹ́ olùrànlọ́wọ́ sí i láti má lékún bá ètò ọ̀rọ̀ ọmọnìyàn. Iléeṣẹ́ náà sọ wípé ètò ìgbaniṣẹ́ náà ni yóò wà fún ìgbà díẹ̀ gẹ́gẹ́ bí ara ìfarajì ìjọba àpapọ̀ láti má dínkù bá òṣì àti ọ̀rọ̀ àìníṣẹ́ṣe lórílẹ̀‐èdè yìí. Orílẹ̀‐èdè Nàìjíríà ni wọ́n sọ pé ó wà lórí òkè téńté ibi tí àwọn tí ò níṣẹ́ ti gbilẹ̀ gẹ́gẹ́ bí àtẹ ètò ṣe fi léde. Ìdá 63% tí àwọn ilẹ̀ adúláwọ̀ mìíràn sì tẹ̀lé bí 23% àti Iran pẹ̀lú ìdá 4%. Ìjọba ìpínlẹ̀ Èkó ti sọ wípé afárá Third Mainland ni yóò di títìpa kí àtúnṣe lè wáyé bẹ̀rẹ̀ láti ọjọ́ 9. Fẹ́tò ìrìnnà ìpínlẹ̀ náà ọ̀gbẹ́ni Olúwaṣeun gbígbé ìtìpa náà ló wà láti fi àyè gba àtúnṣe iṣẹ́ èyí tí iléeṣẹ́ ìjọba àpapọ̀ fún ọ̀rọ̀ nípa àwọn apá kan afárá náà. Ó sọ wípé abala ìyànà Owóròṣòkè Adéníjì Adélé ni yóò di títìpa kí àtúnṣe àti pé bá ìrìnkèrindò. Ó sọ wípé láti aago 12 òru sí 12 àwọn arìnrìnàjò láti mainland sí island nígbà tí àwọn tó fẹ́ gba island lọ sí mainland náà ni wọ́n sọ wípé kó ṣàmúlò afárá Èkó. Pé ẹni yòówù tó bá tàpá sí òfin ètò àyíká ni yóò $110 sí àsùnwọ̀n ìjọba tàbí kó ṣiṣẹ́ ìlú nípa ṣíṣàlẹ̀ tàbí gba ilẹ̀ káàkiri ìlú fún oṣù kan gbáko. Alákòóso fẹ́tò àyíká àti àlùmọ́ọ́nì ilẹ̀ nípínlẹ̀ náà Abdulmojid Mogbojúbọ́lá ló sọ̀rọ̀ ọ̀hún. Ó ní ipò àmójútó lọ́sọ̀ọ̀sẹ̀ láti àsìkò yìí lọ níbi ó ṣe fi kún pé owó ìtanràn náà ni wọn yóò fi ẹsẹ̀ rẹ̀ múlẹ̀. láwọn onírúurú orúkọ àwọn ẹlẹ́wọ̀n. Wọ́n sọ ìdájọ́ ikú àwọn tó ń retí de ọdúnlógún ni wọ́n mú àdínkù bá ọjọ́ tí wọn yóò lò tí wọ́n sì yọ̀ǹda àwọn èèyàn márùn-ún lábẹ́ ètò ìṣíjú àánú nìyí tí gómìnà Ṣèyí Mákindé fọwọ́ sí. Gómìnà ìpínlẹ̀ Imo sẹ́ńtọ̀ Uzodinma ti gbé ìgbìmọ̀ ẹlẹ́ni mẹ́rìnlélógójì kan kalẹ̀ láti ṣètò ayẹyẹ ìgbéláwọṣẹ́ rẹ̀ lẹ́ẹ̀kejì èyí tí ó wáyé ní ọjọ́ kẹẹ̀ẹ́dógún oṣù yìí. Sẹ́ńtọ̀ Chris Anyanwu ni akọ̀wé ìjọba ìpínlẹ̀ ọ̀hún olóyè Cosmos Iwu yóò sì jẹ́ alága kejì. Àjọ elétò ìdìbò ilẹ̀ wa INEC ti ìpínlẹ̀ Èkó ti sọ wípé ó ètò àtúndì ìbò ẹkùn ìdìbò Surulere kìíní yóò wáyé jáde gẹ́gẹ́ bí òfin ti là kalẹ̀. Sẹ́nìkẹ́ Olúowó ṣàlàyé pé ọjọ́ tètò ìdìbò náà yóò wáyé ni wọ́n ti tẹ̀ wọ́n sì tilẹ̀ sí ọ́fíìsì àjọ náà tó wà láàgbé ìjọba ìbílẹ̀ Surulere. Àjọ INEC sọ wípé oṣù kejì ni àtúndì ìbò náà yóò wáyé tí wọ́n sì sọ ìpínlẹ̀ mẹ́sàn-án tó fi mọ́ ẹkùn ìdìbò ìjọba àpapọ̀ Surulere nípínlẹ̀ Èkó. Ààyè Surulere náà ni wọ́n sọ wípé ó ṣòfò látàrí bí ẹni tí ó dìbò yàn láti di ipò náà mú Ọ̀gbẹ́ni Fẹ́mi Gbàjàbíàmílà ṣe kọ̀wé fipò ọ̀hún sílẹ̀. Ilé ìgbìmọ̀ aṣòfin ìpínlẹ̀ Èkó ìpínlẹ̀ ọ̀hún Babájídé Sanwó pàṣàgàrè gómìnà ti sọ wípé ìdájọ́ ilé ẹjọ́ kò tẹ́mi lọ́rùn ni kò ṣe ohun tó dára fún òun bí wọ́n ṣe fagilé ètò ìdìbò tí ó gbé wọlé. Kílẹ̀ sọ wípé ilé ẹjọ́ kò tẹ́mi lọ́rùn náà ni kò tẹ́tí gbọ́ ohun tí kó kókó ẹjọ́ mẹ́jọ wá síwájú ilé ẹjọ́ kò tẹ́mi lọ́rùn láti ṣègbélẹ́yìn ètò ìdìbò tí ó gbé wọlé, àmọ́ tó jẹ́ pé ẹjọ́ kan ṣoṣo ni wọ́n dájọ́ lé lórí nínú rẹ̀. Wọ́n ṣàlàyé pé bí ilé ẹjọ́ kò tẹ́mi lọ́rùn ọ̀hún ṣe dá ẹjọ́ méje nínú ẹjọ́ tí òun mú wá ní òun lòdì sí àṣẹ ilé ẹjọ́ gíga jùlọ èyí tí ó sọ wípé wọ́n gbọ́dọ̀ ṣe ìdájọ́ lórí gbogbo ẹjọ́ tí wọ́n wà sílé ẹjọ́ gíga jùlọ láti kéde rẹ̀ bí ojúlówó ìpínlẹ̀ náà. lọ́nà mìíràn ẹ̀wẹ̀ àwọn obìnrin kan tí ó ṣe bí ẹgbẹ́ Boko Haram ṣe ṣe àkọlù sí àwọn ìlú kan láìpẹ́ ìjọba ìṣòro olórí ìlú ọ̀hún Michael Adache. Ìròyìn sọ wípé àwọn obìnrin ọ̀hún dáná sun ilé náà lẹ́yìn tí ọwọ́ òfin tẹ ọ̀pọ̀ àwọn ọmọ ìlú ọ̀hún fún ẹ̀sùn pé wọ́n lọ́wọ́ nínú ìṣẹ̀lẹ̀ ìṣekúpànìyàn tó wáyé láìpẹ́. Àjọ ológun ti ṣekú pa tí wọ́n sì dóòlà àwọn èèyàn mẹ́sàn-án tó wà ní ìgbèkùn. Ikọ̀ amúṣẹ́yà àjọ ológun ṣèlúbàlú náà àtẹ̀jáde kan èyí tí agbẹnusọ ikọ̀ àjọ ológun sọ wípé àwọn ìbò àtàwọn nǹkan ìbánisọ̀rọ̀ àwọn tí wọ́n dòlà ọ̀hún ni wọ́n rí lákòókò tí wọ́n wá láwọn ìlú lágbègbè ìjọba ìbílẹ̀ máa pé nínú àwọn tí wọ́n jí pé ọ̀hún tí wọ́n rí dòlà ní obìnrin 5 àti ọmọdé 4 tí ń bẹ nínú wọn. Àwọn afurasí ẹgbẹ́ Boko Haram ni wọ́n sọ wípé ó ti ṣekú pa pásítọ̀ Luka Livon ti ìjọ Christ in Nature ní Kwari ìjọba ìbílẹ̀ Gindam nípínlẹ̀ Yobe. Àwọn tí ó ṣe àkọlù náà tún ṣekú pa àwọn èèyàn 5 mìíràn
àwọn ọlọ́pàá àti àwọn olùgbé ìlú ọ̀hún tí ó kọ́ sọ fún àwọn oníròyìn wípé àwọn aṣèrùbáyé náà ni ó yàbò ìlú náà ní nǹkan bíi aago méjì òru òní tí wọ́n sì yìnbọn pa pásítọ̀ ìnà Abdullahi gẹ́gẹ́ bí wọ́n ti sọ àwọn èèyàn yòókù tí wọ́n pa ni wọ́n sọ wípé wọ́n lọ ṣekú pa nínú ilé kálukú lọ́kọ̀ọ̀kan kó tó di pé àwọn ẹ̀jẹ̀ lọ sun àwọn ọ̀pọ̀ ilé tó fi mọ́